Over the next few minutes, I'd like to share something I wish someone had told me when I was 11 years old, because I honestly believe it would have changed the course of my life. Not overnight, but it would have saved me years of trying to become someone I never needed to be. When I look back now, I can almost pinpoint the moment everything quietly began to change. Up until then, I was just a normal kid. I was happy, I loved football, I laughed, I played. I didn't spend my days wondering what people thought of me. I didn't question whether I was enough. I simply enjoyed being me. Then I started secondary school. Nothing dramatic happened, nobody bullied me, nobody sat me down and told me I wasn't good enough. But something quietly changed inside me. I started comparing myself with everyone else who was popular, who was confident, who people seemed to like. Without anyone ever saying the words, I slowly began believing something that stayed with me for years. Maybe I'm not enough. From that point on, I wanted people to like me. I wanted to fit in. I wanted people to think I was funny, interesting, someone worth knowing. Looking back now, I don't think I was really searching for popularity. I was searching for something much deeper. I wanted someone else to give me permission to believe I was enough. The sad thing is, I didn't realise it at the time. But from that moment on, I spent years hoping other people would give me something that I unknowingly stopped giving myself. The belief that I was already enough. And maybe that's why you're watching this video today, because although our stories might be completely different, I have a feeling the search has been very similar. One of the things I loved most growing up was football. Like so many young boys, I dreamed of becoming a professional footballer. Looking back now, I know that was never going to happen. I simply wasn't good enough. That's not really the point. The point is what football meant to me. Every Saturday morning when I walked onto that pitch, I wasn't just hoping we'd win the match. I was hoping that people would notice me. I wanted my teammates to think I was good. I wanted the coach to be impressed. I wanted people to admire me. Because somehow I started believing that if people admired me, maybe I'd finally feel enough. So every match became a test, not just for my football ability, but for my worth. The more I wanted to impress people, the more pressure I put on myself. And the more pressure I put on myself, the worse I seemed to play. Instead of enjoying the game, I spent most of my time worrying about what everyone else thought of me. Looking back now, it makes me feel quite sad, because football was something I genuinely loved. But unknowingly, I turned it into another way of measuring my value. The strange thing is, even when I did play well, the feeling never lasted. For a little while, I felt better about myself. Then another match came along, and another opportunity to prove myself. Another chance to earn my worth all over again. And I don't think football was ever the real issue. Football was simply where the belief showed itself. Maybe football isn't your story. Maybe yours looks completely different. Maybe you tried to be the funny one or the clever one. Maybe you worked incredibly hard because you thought success would finally make you feel enough. Maybe you've spent years trying to make everyone like you, or avoiding disappointing people because you were afraid of being rejected. Maybe you've spent your life trying to prove yourself in ways you don't even realise. But I wonder if underneath all those different stories, we've really been searching for exactly the same thing. And that's to feel loved, to feel accepted, to feel safe, to feel like we belong, to feel important, to feel worthy, to finally feel at peace. We don't normally chase things. We chase how we hope these things will make us feel. And perhaps that's why so many of us spend years searching outside ourselves for something that was never missing in the first place. It took me more than 30 years to realise I was asking the world to tell me something only I could truly believe. It took me a long time to understand what was really going on. For years I thought I was trying to become more confident. I thought that if I could just get people to like me, if I could be successful enough, funny enough, good enough, then one day I'll finally feel at peace. But that day never came, because no amount of approval ever seemed to last. Someone might compliment me. I'd feel good about myself for a little while. Then I'd find myself looking for it again, another compliment, another achievement, another reason to feel okay. It was like trying to fill a bucket that had a hole in it at the bottom. No matter how much I poured into it, it would never stay full. Looking back now, I don't think I was really searching for confidence. I think I was searching for permission to believe I was already enough. And then one day, I realised something that completely changed the way I looked at my life. I wasn't really looking for other people's approval. I was looking for my own. That hit me quite hard, because I'd spent years believing that other people held the answer. If enough people admired me, accepted me, approved of me, then maybe I'd finally feel I was enough. But they couldn't give me that, because it was never theirs to give. So I started asking myself a different question. Instead of asking, how do I get people to like me? I started asking, why do I need them to? That question changed everything, because I realised something I'd never seen before. If my worth depends on other people's opinions, then I'll spend my whole life handing other people responsibility for how I feel about myself. That's a responsibility nobody can carry. Some people will like me, some people won't. Some people will misunderstand me, some people will judge me, some people won't even think about me at all. And none of those things change my value as a human being. For years I gave other people the job of deciding how I felt about myself. That was never their job, and perhaps it was never my job to make everyone like me. The strange thing is, my life didn't suddenly become perfect. People still disagree with me. Some people like me, some people don't. Some people understand me. Some people never will. Life didn't suddenly become easier. The thing that changed was me. Or perhaps I stopped trying so hard to become someone else. For the first time in my life, I stopped asking other people to tell me who I was. And something happened that I never expected. The more I stopped trying to become someone I thought people would accept, the more I became myself. It's strange really, because I spent years trying to become someone I thought people would love, only to discover that the person people connect with most is the real me. Not a different version of me, not a more confident version, not a more successful version. Just me. The person I'd always been underneath all of the worrying. Someone who's naturally kind. Someone who generally enjoys making people laugh, or tries to. Someone who cares deeply about other people. Not because I'm trying to make them like me, but because that's simply who I am. And I can't tell you how freeing that feels. Because when you're no longer trying to perform, you finally get to live. You stop walking into every room wondering what people are thinking and whether you're enough. You stop replaying every conversation. You stop trying to be the version of yourself you think everyone else wants. And little by little, you begin to feel at home in your own skin. Now, that doesn't mean I never care about what people think. Of course I do. I'm human. There are still moments when I overthink something I've said. There are still moments when I wonder whether someone likes me. The difference is, those thoughts no longer decide who I am. I can notice them, smile, and let them pass. Because I've realised something I wish I understood all those years ago. Not everyone is going to like me, and that's okay. Because their opinion has never been the place my worth comes from. It never was. If I could go back and sit beside that 11-year-old boy before his first day at secondary school, I think I'd just put my arm around him and I'd tell him something that deep down he'd been longing to hear for years. I'd tell him, you don't have to become someone else to deserve love. You don't have to impress people to be worthy. You don't have to spend your life trying to prove yourself, because your worth has never depended on what anyone else thinks of you. It never did. I'd tell him, some people are going to like you, some people won't. Some people will understand you, some people never will, and that's okay. Because none of those things change who you are. If there's one thing I've learned over the last 30 years, it's this. The person I'd spent so long trying to become was never the answer. The answer was finally allowing myself to be the person I'd been all along. And perhaps that's what growing up is really about. Not becoming somebody new, but slowly letting go of everyone you thought you had to be, until all that's left is you. Kind, imperfect, human, enough. And if you've listened all the way to the end, I'd just like to say thank you. Because maybe your story isn't exactly the same as mine, but if somewhere along the line you started believing you weren't enough, I hope you leave this video remembering something that took me over 30 years to understand. You don't have to earn your worth, you don't have to prove your value, and you don't have to wait for somebody else to give you permission to believe you're enough, because you have always been enough. Take gentle care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.